Hello, Purpose Family. Welcome to day 8 of 30 Days of Purpose in the month of June. Right. If you have been on this journey with us, you already know your values, your interests, and your strengths. And of course, some areas of your natural gifting. Now, today, I want us to focus on a critical but often overlooked part of the purpose journey. And it is identifying the necessary skills, the necessary abilities, character, knowledge, education that you will need, right, in fulfilling your life's purpose and how to grow in them, how to grow those areas that you have identified. Now, that is because purpose needs more than passion. For you to fulfill your purpose, you have to be more. You have to be more than you are, where what you're currently, what you currently are, where you currently are. Do you see? There has to be more for you to get to where you're going to. Now, let's be real. Just because you feel you have an ability or you have been called to do something does not mean that you are currently equipped. Do you see? Many people get stuck because they feel passionate about something, but they don't have the capacity, they don't have the competence, right? They don't have the capability to do it. Now, let's give an example. You may want to, you may, you educate, say you're an educator, right? You want to start a school. Now, you're currently a teacher or currently in that industry, but you don't know how to manage people. You don't know what it means to budget, to have, a financial plan or a curriculum development. Another example would be, you have a purpose to work with people, but your communication is poor, right? You don't know how to speak publicly. You don't have public speaking skills, or they are not great. Or you want to write books tomorrow in the future. You haven't mastered storytelling or publishing yet. Now, it doesn't mean that you're a failure or you're of no good. No, what you have identified are called skills gap. And everybody has one, or every visionary will have those skill gaps. So, what is a skill gap? It's simply the distance between where you are now and the skills you need to operate in that next level or that purpose that you have identified. Now, because it is a gap, it can be filled. Yes. So you need to begin to ask yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to function effectively in that field that I have identified? Right. What do I need to serve well, to speak well, to work with, the people that I'm going to be working with? What do I need to multiply impact? You don't need to be perfect. What you need to do is to be intentional and start. Make that first step. And that's what we are doing in this 30 days journey. So the next thing will be to identify them. Let me break it down a bit and make it very practical. And you have to be very practical about it. It's okay to listen to me. Well done on doing that. But you have to sit down, take a journal, take your pen, your paper, or whatever, and note this down. What does your future look like? So we've looked at, your talents. You've written all of them down. Yesterday we looked at, I shared a worksheet where you can begin to, sort of identify and align, things together, right? Your vision board. We've done all of that, right? Now, what does your vision look like? Then those skills, what skills do you need? So we're talking about skills gap now. What skills do you need? What skills do people at that level often operate with, or what is required? Communication, digital marketing, is it time management, financial literacy? What skills, do you require to operate at that level, at that purpose. Do you see? You want to be a PhD graduate, right? A PhD holder in a particular field. What do you need to apply for PhD, right? Or to be successful in your PhD studies? Which of these do you currently have? What are you missing? Those are the gaps. Then begin to list them down. Begin to list them down. So begin to list them down and list all that you need. Now, how do you start closing those gaps? Yes, we know just listing them down and we know them or identifying them. We need to start closing. So how do you close the gap? How do you want to close the gap? You can learn, through books. You want to begin to buy books. There are lots of tutorials out there online. We are now in a global village, right? You can go to YouTube. You can do online courses. There are lots of free courses out there. You can attend workshops or even coaching, like I am here now, right? So you are in Generation Elevation Network community. You're learning. Do you see? Then once you identify all of those skills, choose one skill that you want to learn. Choose one skill that you want to learn and learn it over 30 days. So if you're watching a video, for example, watch that video over and over and over again, right? Make your notes. And I'm going to encourage everyone, watch. So even after these 30 days, go through the 30 days, right? Make sure that you're consistent. After the 30 days, go through everything again. We already have it on the YouTube platform where you can just run through it like a course. Do you see? And, take all the learnings. And why 30 days? Why 90 days? Because between those, a month and 3 months, right? It becomes part of you, right? You begin to learn, you begin to be able to practice. It becomes, what you really want is to take on the learning, right? And begin to put them into practice. It becomes part of you. You begin to practice them intentionally. Another thing you can do is look at how whatever you have learned, right, begin to put them into practice. So for example, you can volunteer, you can intern, you can build a prototype. Number 3 is find mentors. You can find a coach. If you want me to coach you in any area, please reach out to me. Look for people who are already working in what you are called to do. Ask them questions, learn by observation. Number 4 of what you want to do to start closing the gaps is to reflect and to review. Make it a habit to assess progress monthly or periodically, really, right? So what I mean is a period that suits you. It could be quarterly, it could be every 3 months, and celebrate the small wins. Whatever small win, whatever you've been able to achieve, you've been able to do, celebrate them. Remember that skills are not just tools, they are weapons of effectiveness. Okay, so yesterday we talked about vision board, right? And visioning. I'm going to share again my vision board, like I said, for 2022, 2023. And like I said, I got that vision in April. No, sorry, it wasn't April. Beg your pardon. So I got that, this was 2023, 2024. Yes, my vision. And I got that vision in April of 2023. So it wasn't the beginning of the year. I just began to gain clarity that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in this season for where God was taking me to. Like I said, I was in a transition period at that time, right? So let's look at the vision board again. I'm just going to quickly walk you through. Now, this time is how I was able to close skill gaps, right? With regards to the vision that God had given me. So I said, if we look at the woman, the image, that the biggest image there, that image represents me as a woman of vision, a woman of impact, a woman of influence, a woman who was standing right in her place of power and of authority in every sphere of life that God was calling me into, right? Number one, so when we go down, number one was in my career, okay? Number two was generally, I felt God was unwrapping me to the world, unwrapping me to my community, unwrapping me to wherever I was, right? Or wherever I was taking me to. God was calling me as a woman of God, okay? So was calling me as a woman of God to preach, to mentor, to coach. And you see that place that is not very clear. It's a crowd of people, it's an audience. Okay. And the top one was just me, just being a woman, a woman. So now I I also have, like I shared on, so today's day 8, right? I shared on day 6. We talked about aligning all our values and all of that. So I know my interest, I know my values, and I have, where I am going to. So with regards to so in closing the skills gaps now, with regards to my career, I knew that I needed to upskill. Okay. So what did I do? At that point in time, I leveraged on what was available. So lowest hanging fruit. I began to do short courses, okay, in just upskilling myself and getting myself back on track with regards to career, okay. And then with regards to ministry and the things of God, I went to a school of prophets because I believe that I had a calling of God upon my life. And then further in upskilling myself as I got better and things got better, I went and did a master's degree in business administration in strategic leadership. Why? I knew I had this understanding that I was going to be heading or working. I was already working with organizations in my career as a governance and compliance consultant, right? I also knew that I was going to start up my own businesses. I wanted to know how to run a business. So I went and did a master's. I also did a visionary accelerator program. I was going to birth visions, right? And I wanted to know how to do it and to do it properly and to succeed in it. Out of that vision accelerator program, I birthed this organization, Generation Elevation Network, from which you're watching me right now. Okay. And then then I then sort of cleared, I got again clarity with regards to coaching. So what am I saying? That vision board or the vision board that you can see right before you was my vision board for 2023, 2024. And I got it in April, right? And even though the details were not there, but I knew. So those images that this board sort of capsulates or captures what I wanted to do. And that's how I began to close the the gaps in the vision. And as I sit here or as you're watching me right now, I have been able to birth all of that. I have another vision board for 2025, okay, that is more recent, that captures even things and a lot more detailed. But I just wanted to show you that as you go through this journey, walk through it, and you're intentional and you're real and you do it, right? It works. It works, okay? You're not just dreaming. I can tell you that very well. You're not just dreaming. You are a doer in training. You can ask the Holy Spirit, what skills do I need in this season? What have you placed around me to help me grow? I gained that clarity and I was able to take those steps. What's coming to my mind is God filled Bezalel. Okay, so I'm bringing a Bible character now. God filled Bezalel with the Spirit, with his Spirit, and gave him skills to build the tabernacle. God doesn't just call you; He will equip you. If it is Him that is putting it in you, He will equip you. Right now, I want you to know that purpose without preparation leads to frustration. That's why people get stuck in life. So as you're understanding your purpose, you're discovering, let's begin to prepare. What do I need? What are you lacking? How are you going to feel it? Do you see? How are you going to upskill yourself? Right. Now, what do I want you to do? Share in the comment box, what skills are you committing to develop this month of June, right? Why does it matter for you to develop those skills? Subscribe, like, and share with a friend who's growing on their purpose journey as well. And I shall see you tomorrow on day 9.